Oh my god, what have I done? Hey everybody! So this wasn't the video I was originally planning to make, however this story's a bit more interesting, at least I thought so anyway, so I'm gonna be talking about this work story instead. Alright, so first I'm gonna give you a bit of context. This work story relates to something I go out of my way to do, it's not part of my regular job description. There's this elderly woman in my neighborhood named Carol, and as of recent, I have been going and mowing her lawn on a weekly basis. Now, normally I come and do her yard work on Sunday, however, I was leaving for a trip to Utah, trip I'm currently on by the way, and it was agreed upon that I would come on Wednesday and cut her lawn shorter so that way it wouldn't be as long when I got back. So I come in on Sunday and I start doing her yard work. Front yard, no problem. Side, no problem. Swell, no problem. And then I get to the backyard. Now the backyard, I was just mowing it like normal, you know, just going about. Nothing wrong. Nothing mischievous afoot. Surely nothing bad could go wrong here.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
I'm walking along with the mower, looking down at the grass. Nothing in front of me, as per usual. There isn't a lot of stuff back there. However, as I'm mowing over a patch of grass, I start to hear the lawnmower sputter. So I stop the mower and look down at where I was mowing. I didn't see anything there before. I move the mower aside, and then I see it. There, in the grass, lay the head of a serpent. The blades of the grass stained blood red. The maw frozen shut, the eyes wide with terror, yet angled with anger. I reach down to grab the body by the neck. It has been split into at least 4 or 5 pieces, and as I pick up the snake, it starts moving. It has a full body. It even tried to defecate on me. And confused by this, I look down at the grass again, and I see the body parts. No head, no tail, just the main torso. Intestines partially spilled out. It's then I realize it was not one snake, it was 2 snakes. One unintentionally butchered into multiple pieces, some of them not even able to be found, and the other one writhing in my hand, quite literally shitting itself. At this point, I have realized what I've done. I had accidentally run over 2 garter snakes who were hiding in the grass. And out loud, I say to the snake currently in my hand, "Oh man, I'm sorry." Because I have an affinity for snakes and I genuinely felt bad for unintentionally killing the one. So I pick up the remains of the other garter snake and I take both the live one and the dead one to another section of the yard that I had already mowed and would not go over again. I set the body down and release the live one. It slithers away against the fence, attempting to camouflage itself on the wood and soil. Good camouflage, I must admit. I only recognized its presence because I knew the pattern of camouflage these snakes have. I go to empty the grass into the garbage can, and I sift through it with my hands in an attempt to find the ends of the garter snake I had unintentionally killed. Unfortunately, I could not find it, so after I emptied the grass, I simply put the bag back on the mower and continued on with mowing. After I was finished, Carol came out, and I told her what happened, that I unintentionally murdered a fellow living thing in her yard. And she is a religious woman. I had assumed she would feel bad for the snake. However, she goes, "Oh, well, where is it? Where's the body? Can you get rid of it?" And so I show her where I left the body, and she explains to me that she doesn't want it there because she's worried that her dogs or her cat will eat it. And she asked me where the live one is, and since I had seen where it went, I simply picked it up off the ground, where she did not see it, and she told me to cut the head off of the snake with a shovel. Yeah, I didn't exactly want to do that. Apparently, this woman has a massive phobia of snakes. She credited the reason to being that Satan was described as a serpent in the Bible, crawling on his belly and all. I tell her I don't want to needlessly kill this garter snake that had done nothing wrong, except be in the wrong place at the wrong time with one of its buddies. And so I just offer to take the snake and its friend's desecrated corpse a few houses down. I throw the body into a bush and release the live one into some clovers and flowers, and it slithers off. So I guess the moral of the story is, watch where you're going. Snakes are very sneaky. The weirdest things can happen at the weirdest of times. I don't really know what the moral of the story is supposed to be. Sometimes a story is just a story. You try to look into every little detail and you'll just drive yourself mad. Hey, would you look at that? You decide to stick around until the end card. I'm sure you've noticed that my voice sounds a bit different. That has probably got to do with two factors. One, I am just speaking in my natural voice. Last video I tried to force some clarity, and I don't really feel like doing that anymore. And also I have a new microphone, an RGB microphone. It has glowing lights. It's just going through the whole rainbow right now. It's a pretty prideful microphone, I must say. Initially, I was going to make a video going over the basics of what my normal job entails. However, this happened, and I thought it'd be a lot more interesting than talking about my boring job. However, I'll probably still make a video about my boring job if enough of you want to see it. Anyway, that's all I got for you right now. I will see the two people who decided to watch this video in the next one. If you were drunk just watching this at 2 a.m. for no reason because you were bored. You know, if anyone actually cares about my videos and my content. And the fact that I'm not going to leave you any seconds to click off like in the last one, so you may want to do that.